Thank you for your attendance, councillors. Special meeting. We have an apology.
Mr. Mayor, I move leave of absence for Councillor Burke.
We have a seconder. Councillor Ladd first. Any opposition? We'll go to the vote. All those in favour? 8-0. Okay, do we have any conflicts? Councillor Taylor.
I, Councillor Wendy Taylor, declare that I have a conflict of interest as defined by the Local Government Act 2009, Section 175D and E for agenda item 3.3, which is running times, and 3.4, which is load out times. Personal interest arises because of my relationship with another person. The name of the other person is Kylie Taylor. The nature of my relationship with this person is daughter. The nature of the other person's interest in the matter is Kylie works for AAM, who are selling out its contractors. I'll be dealing with the matter by leaving the room while the matter is discussed.
Okay, any other conflicts?
Yes.
Councillor Hancock.
I, Councillor Joanne Hancock, declare that I have a perceived conflict of interest as defined by the Local Government Act 2009, Section 175D and E for agenda items 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, 3.5, 3.6, 3.7, 3.8, 3.9 with the subject heading Roma Sale Yards. The personal interest arises because of my relationship with another person. The name of the other person is Stephen Hancock. The nature of my relationship with this person is he is my brother-in-law. The nature of the other person's interest in the matter is he is manager of Nutrient Mitchell office. I've determined that this personal interest is not of sufficient significance that it will lead me to making a decision on the matter that is contrary to the public interest. I will best perform my responsibility of serving the overall public interest of the whole of the council area by participating in the discussion and voting on the matter. However, I acknowledge that the remaining councillors must now determine, pursuant to Section 175E4 of the Local Government Act 2009, A, whether I have a real conflict of interest in this matter or a perceived conflict of interest in this matter, and B, if so, whether 1, I must leave the meeting while this matter is discussed and voted upon, or 2, I may participate in the meeting in relation to the matter, including by voting on the matter.
Okay, we have a mover.
You can read. Oh, you got the book to read it.
Councillor O'Neill.
I'll move that Councillor Hancock has a perceived conflict of interest in the matters, and notwithstanding the conflict, Councillor Hancock may participate in the matters discussed and vote upon them.
Okay, we have a seconder. Councillor McMullen. Any opposition? Anyone wish to speak? We'll go to the vote. All those in favour? 7-0. Do we have any other conflicts? Councillor O'Neill.
I, Councillor Cameron O'Neill, declare that I have a conflict of interest as defined by the Local Government Act 2009, Section 175D and E for agenda items 3.4, Roma Sale Yards load out times, 3.5, Roma Sale Yards load in times, and 3.9, Roma Sale Yards framework stakeholder engagement, other stakeholders. The personal interest arises because of the relationship with another person. That person is Lainey O'Neill. She is my wife, and Lainey works for the Queensland Livestock and Rural Transporters Association of Queensland, a key stakeholder in the sale yards, and I will be dealing with the matter by leaving the room while the matter is discussed and voted upon.
Okay, any other conflicts?
I'll just be clear, while the matters are discussed and voted upon.
Any other conflicts, councillors? Righto, we'll move on to 3.1, Roma Sale Yards software options. I'd like to move a report be prepared for an upcoming council meeting. We have a seconder. Councillor Edwards. Any opposition? Does anyone wish to speak? We'll go to the vote. All those in favour? 8-0. Item 3.2, Roma Sale Yards Wi-Fi and 4G network coverage. I'd like to move that a report be prepared for an upcoming council meeting. We have a seconder. Councillor Guthrie. Any opposition? Does anyone wish to speak? We're going to go to the vote. All those in favour? 8-0. The record, Councillor Taylor and O'Neill have just left the room. Item 3.3, Roma Sayard's weighing times. We have a mover. Councillor Lappel.
I move that council consider of weighing times at the Roma Sale yards.
Recommendation.
Councillor Lappel, generally.
Yes, sorry. I'd like to move that a report be prepared for the upcoming meeting.
Right, we have a seconder?
Mr Mayor, I'm happy to second it, but I'd like to,
An upcoming meeting or the, for an are you happy with
Upcoming meeting.
for an? Okay.
For and upcoming meeting?
Yep.
Yes, councillor.
I'd be happy to add to, second it, Mr Mayor, but, will this report include the, operation of the, what's the word, operation of the staff or the performance of the contractors?
Just,
With one, I don't know how to word it.
well, the question is, as long as it's not operational,
I don't think this is the for.
maybe if we keep it more general, councillor, and see what comes back in the report. Yeah, it may well come back in the report.
That's fine, as long as the, the agents will be looking for this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I understand that.
okay, I'm happy to second it then as it is then, as per the recommendation.
Okay. Any opposition? Does anyone wish to speak? We'll go to the vote. All those in favour? 6-0. 3.4, Roma Sayard's load-out times. Do we have a mover? Councillor Edwards.
I'll move that a report be prepared for an upcoming meeting.
No, she's
Is out for the vote?
for this one.
Yes,
Well, hang on. Load-out.
yeah,
Load-out.
because that's
And
right.
was councillor,
He was out 24 and 9, wasn't it?
Is that
Yeah.
3.3, 3.4 and 3.9.
3.4, 3.5 and 3.9.
3.3,
Anyway,
he left the 3.3.
no, yeah.
Yeah, load-out's right.
Just making sure we don't accidentally.
No, that's what I thought.
So
What have you got on the board, please?
Roma Sayard's load-out times. Do we have a
It's
mover?
3.4, 3.5 and 3.9.
Thank you.
I'll move 3.4.
You move 3.4. We have a seconder. Councillor McMullen. Any opposition? We'll go to the vote. All those in favour?
So when Wendy comes back in.
6-0. Brad, Wendy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll say it too, that's what, I didn't.
I'm getting excited.
Is that one to?
Yeah, well,
Just threw us in a bit of a head spin there.
Maybe you should have been behind it.
Anyway, you decide to stay there.
Item 3.5, Roma Sayard's load-in times. Do we have a mover? Councillor McMullen.
Mr Mayor, I'll move that a report be prepared for an upcoming meeting.
We have a seconder, Councillor Edwards.
Can I just have a question,
Sure.
Mr Mayor? Just in our conversation with the agents, I thought that there wasn't an issue now with load-in times, that they fixed that themselves. So I was just wondering what, it never sort of was raised this morning. I was just wondering about this one.
I'm happy to explain that I believe it's a long-term strategic issue that we need to look at here. So whilst there were some improvements, this is also about longer term and more strategic performance.
Included in the report.
To do with, what,
So,
Was it about the ramps?
Well, that's,
Well, they asked about cattle in and cattle out, they want it done more quickly, and they wanted also to consider side unloading. So that was one of the
that was
ones,
at the other end, but
that was the advisory.
this, and through you, Mr Mayor, I think this this resolution or report should help or be about the ramps.
is it more about the structures?
Yeah, structure,
Not-
yeah.
Not the contract?
No, I think, well, it's not a contract, well, it is, but it's their contract, so they're the only ones who can fix
That's
it.
my point.
That's why I raised it,
Yeah,
I'm just
sorry, but
wondering what.
They're the only ones who can fix that, and I thought they have fixed it once by replacing
I got the
Yes.
message it was about the ramps.
ramps,
That's
and
all I got.
So I think we need to probably change the wording of that so that we're clear.
and that also request also,
What the report relates to.
that actually came from the agents and from the transport fellows as well.
So is it,
I can't say that.
But actually, I think it needs to be general because there's an issue there with like how we communicate, how people that are coming to pick up cattle,
this is load in,
loading, yeah. So,
Pick up cattle.
well, sorry, drop off cattle, and making sure that we get the best time. So obviously ramps are a part of that, but it's also like if, you know, for instance, what was our load in time? What was the average loading time last Tuesday? Well, we don't know.
And I guess,
So it's a bigger picture of continuous improvement strategically. What were you going to say, councillor?
no,
So basically, I would like it to be on the ramps, but we had a mover there. It was Councillor Edwards, was it?
I move it, I think Councillor Edwards seconded it.
Yeah.
No.
But, you know, this is about, if you don't measure it, you can't improve it. Okay, any opposition? Does anyone wish to speak? We're going to the vote. All those in favour? 6-0.
7-0.
7-0. Okay, have we got anyone back in the room?
yeah, Councillor O'Neill is back in.
Item 3.6, Roma Sayard's new drafts, including improvements to access and laneways and access gates near the office area. Gate near the office area. I'd like to move that a report be prepared for an upcoming council meeting, including the bull yards, as well as the other points. Bull selling yards that are adjacent to the bull selling ring. Like holding yards.
Page 7.
You got adjacent to the bullying.
Sorry?
Bullying ring, bull selling ring. I'll second that, Mr Mayor.
Yeah, we've got a seconder. Any opposition? We're going to the vote. All those in favour? 8-0. 3.7, Roma Sayard's resourcing.
But just so I'm clear on that previous resolution, does it imply that you've spelled out bull selling ring,
Additional, should say.
including the holding yards that are adjacent, but what about the actual title of it, which is around the access laneways and access
Yeah,
gate?
no, all of that's happening, including, so a report including.
Additional.
So it's going to include that as well as what the title of the report is. Okay, 3.7, Roma Sayard's resourcing. We have a mover.
I move that a report, sorry, I move that a report be prepared for an upcoming meeting.
We have a seconder. Councillor Ladbrook, any opposition? Is that?
So is that staff, what's that staff resourcing, is that what you're talking about? Staff,
I think it's
staff
Yeah.
should be included, I think, staff
Well,
resourcing. You think?
Resourcing is adding
Well,
resource, it's,
Well, you can resource lots of things.
No, it refers to the organisational structure.
Oh, right.
Where does it say
It
the
doesn't say that, does it?
As a follow-up to those discussions, I'd like to request a review
Oh,
of the
organisational,
council's
okay.
organisational structure discussions.
So it's assumed it's
Oh,
okay.
Any other questions? Anyone wish to speak? We're going to go to the vote. All those in favour? 8-0.
sorry, Mr Mayor, sorry to go back that one. Did you put that extra word in? It won't be what was said, that's all. You took it out, yeah, cool.
Item 3.8, Roma say that's framework for stakeholder engagement agents. We have a mover. Councillor McMullen.
Mr Mayor, I'll move that a report be prepared for an upcoming meeting.
We have a seconder. Councillor O'Neill. Any opposition? We're going to the vote. All those in favour? 8-0. Do we have anyone out for 3.9?
Yeah, but
Just for the record, Councillor O'Neill's left the room. Item 3.9, Roma Sayers framework for stakeholder engagement, other stakeholders. Do we have a mover? Councillor Hancock.
I move that a report be prepared for an upcoming meeting.
Do we have a seconder? Councillor Taylor, any opposition? Does anyone wish to speak? We're going to the vote. All those in favour? 7-0. Any further business, councillors?
Wait for Councillor Neil.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Back before we can change
Yeah, that's a good point. Any further business, councillors? I'm going to close the meeting at 3:59 PM. Thank you for your attendance.